I'm heading over to my bikes because I'm going to talk to you guys about our favorite dog gear. This is our absolute favorite setup for dog joring. This is a click fix holder, and we have an antenna that runs off of this. You can see that we must really like it because we have it on lots of our bikes. Since I showed you guys my joring gear, I'm going to show you my favorite joring harness. This is my Non-Stop gear joring harness. Non-Stop is a company out of Norway, and apparently they do lots of dog joring in Norway. It's made really beefy. It's got lots of padding, so it doesn't hurt my dogs. It's also got a setup to attach this to a pulk. It comes in tons of different sizes. You just have to look on the website on how to measure your dog, and the sizing always seems to come out perfect. So absolutely love these. My favorite safety equipment for my dog is this Fido Pro airlift harness. I'm not going to take it out of the bag, but hopefully you guys can see the pictures here. This is basically a harness, just like the last one I showed you, except it also supports the dog's bum and back legs, and it works for medium and large dogs. You can get a couple of different sizes in these. It's also got backpack straps on it that attach to you, so you can carry it on your front and carry your dog across your front if you've got a backpack on, or you can carry it on your back if you don't have a backpack on. So it is like a backpack to carry your dog. This is my favorite dog rain jacket. We don't use it very often because we have huskies, but if it's a massive downpour and it's really cold outside, I will use it. This is just a RUFFWEAR dog jacket, hardly ever comes out of the backpack, kind of like my Gore-Tex jacket, but it's handy to have. This is our favorite dog bowl for in the car when we're starting a trip or ending a trip and we need to feed or water the dogs. This is by Beko Things. We just got this off of Amazon, I believe. It just collapses down to nothing, and we always keep this in the car. This is my favorite ski joring harness. This is called Oyope or something. I don't know if I pronounced it right. It has a quick release on the front for letting your dog go. If you're going down a hill and you're out of control and you need to get your dog off the leash quick, it goes around your lower back and your bum, so it's super comfy. And this is by Non-Stop Dog as well. And this is what I use for cross-country skiing and backcountry touring. Along with those harnesses is my favorite leash, and this is the Bugee Leash by Non-Stop Dog, and you can see that the whole thing is just elastic. And it comes in 2 different sizes. And I've got the short size for walking my dog and running with my dog, and I've got the longer size for bike joring and ski joring. I think they come in blue and orange. So these are the only leashes I like to use because I have huskies and they pull. And if they quickly run off and pull to a side, it's not going to give me that snapping feeling because it has that elastic in it. Here is another one of my bungee leashes. This is a different color. Nice thing about these is they have the self-locking mechanism at the end. My husband was continually losing our dogs off the non-self-locking leashes, so these have helped a lot. This is our favorite people harness for dogs to go underneath your backpack hip belt. And as long as you don't have anything in the little back zip pocket here, we have poop bags in it right now. It's very flat and very comfortable underneath your hip belt. This just comes around, you put your leash through it, and it snaps like that. This is my favorite harness that I use for trail running. I do use it for backpacking sometimes too. It goes around your lower bum and your hips instead of your back and keeps all of the pressure down there when your dog is pulling. And it's super lightweight and it works really well. I recommend this one. This is Non-Stop Dog's regular KNOT-A-HITCH harness. I like this because this one works well. I cannot recommend their lightweight pro harness. It's awful. It's got tons of problems with it functionally, and I do have a video talking about it on my channel, so if you want to go watch that video, I will put it down in the description or try and link it to the video at the end. This is my last people harness, and this is the one that I use backpacking underneath my backpacking belt. This is a bag full of rope and it just goes on the side of you, and this is the only thing that goes underneath your hip belt on your backpack, and this can go as long or as short as you want, and it goes up to 12 feet. I actually just put an IKEA short bungee leash on the end of this, so I still have a bungee. This actually turns into a tether that goes between a couple of trees, and it goes 12 feet long, so your dog can go between 2 trees, and I'll have to insert a video here about how it sets up. This is the perfect setup for dogs. We have 2 huskies. That's Ghost and Hale right there sleeping. This is the hammock gear pup tent, and I've got 2 lines for the dogs. This is the RUFFWEAR waist belt one that's going to this tree here beside me. It's only 12 feet long, so it goes here to this tree, and the other line comes out from that tree and goes that way, and the pup tent's hanging off of it, but really close to the tree so that Ghost is not going to get all tangled up there. And that line there is going to Ghost. And this line over here is going to Hail. And that way, conceivably, they can't get tangled, but they can still both use the tent. This is my other dog tether that goes between trees. And I put this one inside my dog's backpacks. And I have 2 dogs, and we have a tent that we put in between the 2 lines, and the dogs both go to the same tent. If we have 2 dog lines, then they don't get tangled. This is called the RUFFWEAR KNOT-A-HITCH, and it's really great. And it's a lot longer than the other one that I have that I put around my waist. This one is probably more like 30 feet. And is very handy when you have a dog at camp. And I would say that this is my absolute favorite line, the favorite line that I've ever tried. And I've tried quite a lot of them. It's not that heavy to carry, and it's long, and it's very easy to use. Very easy to set up and very easy to take down. Speaking of leashes, this is my favorite double leash. This is from Nonstop Dog as well. It's got self-locking carabiners at the end, 1 for each dog, and your bungee leash just clips on this loop here, and this works really well. And because I have 2 dogs and I run them side by side, sometimes they need to be connected at their neck. And I cannot remember the name of the company that I bought this from, but I love this. It's just a braided leash that links both dogs at the collar so that they don't split apart and one dog's going here to go after a rabbit, the other one's over here sniffing some other dog's pee. This keeps them together, so if one dog tries to go off, the other one is keeping them in line. We have a couple of favorite dog tents. The first one is the Hammock Gear Pup Tent, which you see here, and this one was made to go under a hammock tarp right at the end of the tarp, but we put it underneath a tarp only if it's raining. We don't actually have a hammock that we use to sleep in. We sleep in our own tent, and it's big enough for the dogs to share. The other one is the Alcott tent. It's also called the Pup Tent. We use it when we're using our 4-man Big Agnes tent, and it fits perfectly in the vestibules, and we have 2, 1 for each dog, and it just saves our tent from getting scratched up by the dogs. We have actually had the dogs go through the screen of the tent and make a hole. Full disclosure, after we purchased and used our Alcott pup tent for a couple of years, they did send us another second one for free. I'm going to show you my favorite backpack in a minute, and it has a backpack that comes off the harness. We only have 1 of those, and the other backpack that we have doesn't come off the harness, and so we have to carry a lightweight harness with us for the second dog. And this is our favorite lightweight harness that we carry in the backpacks for our dog. This is the RUFFWEAR front range harness, and it works really well. It's also got the loop in the front of the harness here so that you can prevent your dog from pulling as hard. Not like it deters my husky very much, but helps a little bit, I suppose. It's got really nice metal hardware here and nice big buckles, and is very comfortable for the dogs. It's also got the place for their ID tag or their light right here. I'll show you that light in a second. It's my favorite dog light. This is the RUFFWEAR dog light, and it fits on all of their harnesses. They have a clip for it. You can see it there. This is actually a good segue into my favorite dog backpack. There is no perfect dog backpack, and I have a video about that, how annoying dog backpacks are, but this RUFFWEAR backpack is the best of the worst. And this is the harness for it, and the pack comes off the harness, which is nice if you want to get your dog over some really tight places where they need to have the packs come off, or if you want to be able to help them over something tricky. There's a nice big handle here, and the pack is right here. And unfortunately, it's a zip pack. That's something that I find quite annoying. I wish they were roll top, and I wish they were waterproof and lightweight material, but they are not. These are better than nothing. This is the Palisades RUFFWEAR pack, and it seems to be the only dog pack that has packs that actually come off, or the only ones that I have found, which makes it one of the only backpacks that I will use in the field. I'm just really hoping someday that somebody is going to pick up on my ideas and make the perfect dog pack. This Palisade pack also comes with dog bladders, which is really nice to carry your dog water, and has cinching mechanisms and whatnot inside, which honestly I have never used, and I think is just a bunch of extra weight that is unneeded. These are our favorite dog packs for going on a day hike or going for a jog where it's hot and we need dog water with us. This is the RUFFWEAR Trail Runner Dog Running Vest. It doesn't have a handle on the top, which is a bit disappointing, but it does come with 2 water bottles, one that go on each side, which is very nice. And it does have one little zip pocket here that you can throw in dog trail runner bowl. So the mesh keeps your dog cool, and the water keeps your dog from getting thirsty, which is nice. And I think that's it. Hopefully I didn't miss anything. You guys can remind me below if I missed something, and we'll see you in the next one.